Hi, Jared Hood. Thank you for watching. Gonna do a divisional round recap. Told you last week I thought every game was gonna be exciting. I had a lot of fun. I thought it was a really good weekend of football. All four games provided a lot of entertainment. So we'll get right into it. The first game, Rams go into Green Bay, Lambeau Field. That was fun. It was probably the least dramatic game. It had not the most. It wasn't the closest, but I thought it was still entertaining. So obviously the play. Look, man, Aaron Rodgers. We can talk about him all day. MVP, played like it all year. This was just one of those. He had his tip. He played like you expected him to. The play, they were up 3-0 if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was 3-3. But either way, they were on like the 3 yard line, and Devontae Adams lined up on the right side of Aaron Rodgers. He called for motion. Adams goes the whole way to the left, and he stands still, and it looks like they're going to run the play from there. Jalen Ramsey sets up, and then when he runs the motion to go back, it Ramsey's running across, and you could tell he's trying to get the either the slot, the nickel corner, or the safety, whoever's covering the slot receiver there. He's trying to get his attention and tell him to go with Adams. He doesn't. Ramsey's 2 steps behind. I mean, that's motion's designed for that. That was incredible. It's just it's the game within the game, and that's what separates Aaron Rodgers from everybody else. We know that, right? So he's one of those kind of Peyton Manning type players that he can make all the throws you need. But he can break you down before a play, before the snap, and that's what he did. He broke it down before the snap. It was incredible stuff. Like it was just very fun. Aaron Donald as well, playing with the cartilage in the rib, the torn cartilage in the rib. Look, um, I don't know how long a normal human being like you and me would be out, but I feel like it'd probably be a month, maybe two, maybe six. I don't know. He played a full football game, and then 75% of a football game, and then I think this week he played like 45% of the snaps for his team. Maybe I'm off on that, but either way, point being is this man played a couple football games with that, maybe more than a couple, but that I know of. He played a couple. Excuse me, I'm dropping my notes here. So incredible. I mean, shout out to him. If he was healthy, I think maybe things not different but closer. And that was really, they were able to the Packers were able to run the ball with a light box, and I mean that was just kind of it. If you can't stop that, Aaron Rodgers is just going to destroy you, and that's what he's done all year. That's what he did in this particular game. And Adams, look, Jalen Ramsey is one of the best, but Adams being able to beat him, I mean, I think that's just proving he's top of the top. I think there's just no more argument if he's in that class. We all knew that, but you can put him maybe one. Excuse me. You can put him maybe one. I mean, that was just super. That was like a show me game. It was just it was incredible though to watch their offense move. They had two running backs over 60 yards, another one over 30. I mean, or at least to like 28. It was just fun. Aaron Rodgers with the pump fake, little move for a touchdown. That was cool too. So again, entertaining. And Jared Goff, 21 of 27, not the best, but not the worst. And obviously losing by as much as they did, the fact that they only threw 27 times probably shows that they don't trust him. I guess the next step from here for them would probably to be bring somebody in for competition. I was talking about that last week for the Colts, or maybe bringing Nick Foles in or something like that. What about Mitch Trubisky? What if he doesn't work out in Chicago? Maybe LA Rams take a look at him. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just speculating. I'm throwing things out here. I think at minimum they do bring somebody in to try to combat for the first for the first spot with him, at least to give him a little pressure. They like Wofford. Maybe they'll still like him next year. We'll see. But that's a different conversation for a different day. They didn't run the ball as well as you'd want them to as well. I thought that as well as that they need to move. I think even dating back to the Todd Gurley days, we saw it this year with Cam Akers though. When they run the ball, when they're able to run the ball, just like I was talking about with the Green Bay offense, Green Bay was exceptional running per usual. But if the Rams are able to get a little bit of running going, it opens so much up for them. The fact that they weren't able to run the ball as well as they were last week, that's right there was the difference. So um, we'll see. Green Bay, great game overall. I thought that offense, defense. I mean, you can throw in special teams too, sure, do the quote, cliche stuff, but they look good. Green Bay looked good. So we'll see going forward with them. Aaron Rodgers played top of it. Moving on to the next game. I was excited. The game I was most excited for, to me, was the game of the week. Didn't maybe live up to it if you're not the biggest defense fan. Look, it was super windy. It was cold, so that's always a defensive game. And if you would have told me it was a defensive game, I almost probably would have leaned to the Ravens. Sorry, excuse me. So didn't work out that way. Obviously, Lamar Jackson gets the concussion in the fourth quarter, but before that, both teams taking like as much time as they did off there in the second half in that third quarter, and then Lamar throwing the interception. Low cover two, safety came down, fooled him. I mean, I think he thought it was man. He looked over at his tight end, he looked away, and when he went to go back, the safety knew he wasn't going over to the slot receiver. It was just clear. I mean, he wasn't looking back and throwing it blindly. Um, Say what you want about Lamar, that was his first red zone turnover. I mean that ever in the NFL. So that's people got on him, and I think it's unfair. But look, his running opens up his passing. They couldn't run the ball. The Bills' defense committed. I thought that was incredible. Leslie Frazier, I know everyone's talking about who's going to be this head coach, who can be that head coach. I mean, his game plan. Last year, his defense was incredible. This year, defense maybe not so much, especially if you look at the numbers, was as good. But just in this playoff game, defense did their job. Even last playoff game against the Colts, defense did their job. Two good game plans in two huge situations. A former head coach before. I'm just saying, maybe look. I know there's only two openings right now. The Eagles is one of them, but maybe not somebody terrible to look at, right? I mean, that was pretty good. They committed to stopping the run though, and so I thought Lamar though. I mean, up until that interception, look, that was a 14-point swing. They go down. All right, they're down 7. If they score a touchdown there, it ties the football game. But they took so much time off. They get down to the like 2, 3, 4 yard line, whatever it was. Interception happens, 101 yards the other way. It just takes the air out. You knew right then and there it was going to be real hard to come back from. Think Lamar's able to be the pocket passer that he needs to be going forward. I don't have my doubts about him. I understand people do. I get it. If you don't watch a ton of them, it looks weird. It looks different. But to me, that's just what 2021 football looks like. Um, the direction that football is with the amount of space, it's just kind of the way he runs it. And maybe you can tone it back a little bit. Yeah, sure. I still think the Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's and you can go on and on. Drew Brees's, that's still a way to win football games, obviously. It's incredible with this kind of talent. You get a quarterback like that. Look at Mac Jones in college. With all the athletic quarterbacks out there, he's the guy who wins the championship because of all the athletes around him, and he uses them perfectly. So it's still there. I'm not saying that's not possible. But what I am saying is that there's a way to do it differently, and it just looks different. So that's why people have a problem with Lamar. Different conversation for a different day if I want to go further into it. Got to give the Bills, like I said, credit though. They committed on defense. The only thing I didn't like about the Bills, credit Josh Allen to be able to overcome this, but I think this is what held them back a little bit offensively. They only had like one or two designed runs with like 3 minutes to go in the first half. I was like, what is going on? It's cold. It's windy. Like I like Dabble, but come on, man. I think it would open up their offense a little bit. That's all I'm saying. They got the win. Josh Allen did what he was supposed to do. Excited to talk about what's going to happen with them next week. But congratulations to them. And like I said, Lamar, other than that interception, I thought he played really good. And it was cold, windy. Defenses both came to play. Entertaining. I like defense, so to me it was entertaining. But I also understand that not always the best for people. But it was intense because it's a playoff game, right? So it was that close, and it just felt the atmosphere was there. Congratulations to the Bills, though. Moving on to the AFC Championship, that's really big for them and their franchise. Browns and Chiefs talking about big at their for their franchise. Moving on to the Sunday games. Turns out to be more entertaining than expected on the basis of Patrick Mahomes obviously takes a shot and gets hurt. According to the Chris Long podcast, it was like a pinched artery in his neck type thing where he like just kind of like lost like air suffocation, like knocked him out type thing. Not a concussion. Don't know if that's true. Chief said he's okay. And Randy Reid said he's okay after the game. So makes me believe that that's probably possible and true. The way he got up, stumbled around. Scary, very scary, but I'm glad to see that he's okay and hopefully he can play next week. Browns, though, shout out to Baker Mayfield. Look, he wasn't. This is what I look for in quarterback. Were you the reason your team lost? And he wasn't. He wasn't the team. He wasn't the reason the Browns lost. It's just hard to. I mean, until Patrick Mahomes got hurt, how incredible was that offense? They were moving the ball like it was nothing. Everything was butter for them. So, and they were fun. I mean, super fun. Andy Reid continues to be creative. Shout out to him going to 3 straight AFC championships at home. First team to ever do that in the AFC, and the only other team to ever have 3 straight home championship games was an NFC team, the Eagles, coached by Andy Reid. So he went to 4 straight, 3 at home. Shout out to them though. Congratulations to him. I love Andy Reid. I love Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, I'm always rooting for them. Then but it's super fun to watch as well. I mean, Kelsey, everybody was just in their bag. Hardman, I mean, everybody was getting there. So, but then Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, and Browns make that comeback. Browns almost, they get themselves right there. All they have to do is hold and score. They hold, get the ball back. I know 4th and 9 from your own 30, 35, whatever. They were somewhere around there. I know that's tough to go for it, but the problem is on the other side, and I get that Chad Henne was the quarterback at the time, but the other side, you have a coach that's just super aggressive. I was in the air. It's hard. It's a coin flip. It's hard for me to sit here and criticize Stefanski the next day, but you almost know you're not getting the ball back after like 3 first downs, right? So Chiefs offense, they moved it a little bit. It's hard to say today that you should have went for it, but I mean, obviously today he should have went for it, right? Come on. You give him the ball, you never get the ball back. The play on 3rd and 14, I went and watched that over and over. Chad Henne runs and gets 13 of those 14 yards, makes it 4th and 1. What an incredible run. That's whatever you want to call it. Hustle, skill, whatever. I mean, however you want to put it. Just incredible run in that moment. What a play call the next play. They pretend like they're just going to let the play clock run out and punt the ball. Trying to draw them off sides, don't get it. 7 seconds to go, just kind of pretend like they're not going to do anything. And then all of a sudden, Henne turns with 5 seconds to go, gets the snap. 3 cornerbacks, but 2 cornerbacks 7 yards off, 1 cornerback 5 yards off. Tyreek Hill was the 3rd wide receiver in with 5 yards off. He caught the ball 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to get 3 yards before you get 2 yards every time. First down, Chiefs. Linebacker was supposed to come out. He never did. Defensive end came out too late. First down, game over. Browns never get that opportunity. It just, man, rough. But fun to watch, super entertaining, awesome game. I was going nuts on that play call by Andy Reid. I really was. That was just, that was awesome. That was really, incredible, creative. I know I'm repeating myself, but what else can I say about them? The other game of the week, goat versus goat, right? Only you can only have one goat, but Breeze versus Brady. I picked Tampa Bay, and I didn't say this in the last video, and I should have said this better. I didn't think that Tom Brady would lose 3 times to the same team. I just didn't. Their offense was playing super well since that loss to the Chiefs. Really good. 13 of the last 14 or 15 of the last 14 quarters were impressive. Leonard Fournette, 2 games in a row now. 60 yards rushing. Ronald Jones, 60 yards rushing, but Fournette, another 40 or 50 plus receiving. Over 100 yards, 2 playoff games, all purpose for him. That's what they brought him in for. Huge. Tom Brady, I know he missed a couple throws. I know he did. There was a couple, but he put some on the money, right? So their offense is really getting it. I know Evans wasn't even a huge factor, but he scored a huge touchdown. That's what he's there for. That play, that particular play. Their defense, 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, championship stuff right there, right? Everybody, I know I enjoyed it. Bill Belichick probably wasn't. I love Bill, but that was incredible. So Breeze, it's time. He had there. Look, you could see it. There was a couple throws like easy layups, throws that he should have had. Money. He didn't. There was a stat at one point where it was like Tom Brady had 5. It was in the middle of the third quarter, maybe going in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady had 5 throws over 20 yards. Right, not even a ton for 2021 of offense, but 5 still. All right. 0, they said from Breeze, which is abnormal when you're talking Saints offense. Not this year, but abnormal when you're talking overall and what they can do. So their biggest play was the trickery play where Jameis Winston was outside playing wide receiver. Breeze is off the field. Ball moves around. Winston ends up with the ball, and I mean, dude's wide open down the middle. And the safety just didn't commit. He came down, and instead of playing the for the pass like he was probably taught, he just commit with the wide receiver and just go, just stay with him. But he didn't, and it was wide open, long touchdown. And that jump start their offense a little bit. Alvin Kamara had over 100 yards total. Michael Thomas 4 targets, 0 receptions. That's usually not a winning formula for them. Um, Look, 49 wins in the last 4 years from ESPN Stats and Info. I got this. No Super Bowl. First team to ever do that was the Saints. That's also kind of why it's time, right? Like Drew Brees really good, but they got to figure out how to take that next step. There's something. There's just that. There's something. And right now it's the deep ball. They're not throwing it deep, right? So they had 20-20 going into the fourth quarter. It was 20-20 going into the fourth quarter. That's what you're asking for when you're talking about that matchup, and you lose 30-20. It's rough. That's so, but incredible career. He's right there with the Mannings, the Bradys, Elways, Marinos, Unitas, whoever you want to talk about. He's right there with the top of the top, the greatest of all time, Montana. So he was incredible, great career, but it's not even 200 yards yesterday. So, but the Saints, I mean, we'll see what they do moving forward. I like James, but we'll see what they'll do moving forward at the quarterback position. Well, that's another conversation for another day. So, definitely, probably left some stuff out. Could have broke some more down, but definitely just good to talk about it. Trying to keep these videos within a certain amount of time. So, thank you for watching. Anything you want to talk about, any criticism, anything, just any interaction, like, comment, share, tell everybody about it. So thank you for watching, Jared Hood.